Hello, Internet. I'm Matt.
And I'm Master Punter.
And this is the Parallax Scrolling Podcast, where we give you our perspective on video games and the news that affects them. For 1 year strong, baby. Woo!
Indeed.
I got finger guns.
Finger guns, indeed.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a little over a year now. It's been like a year and 2 weeks. But, you know, life's crazy. So I hope you all had a chance to watch our 1 year celebration and revel in how stupid we are.
Indeed, we are definitely stupid.
Indeed. But we got like kind of a short one we need to do today, so we're going to get into it. But before we do, there's one important thing we got to talk about, and that is, what did we play this week?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I figured something we should both talk about. So I got an early birthday present, and I was given a copy of Diablo 4. So for anybody who wants to say, "Oh, Matt, you don't give them money," I didn't give them money. Somebody gave it to me.
Indeed.
So I know you've been playing it, and I've been playing it now. So I think we should talk about it.
Sure.
What is kind of your overall take on the game? I guess the way I want to say it.
I talked about this before, but I mean, it's Diablo, right? If you
it is.
haven't liked Diablo before, you're not going to like this one.
True.
From a gameplay standpoint, it is a little bit slower, I think, than some of the other ones.
Yeah.
And I hope they add some more classes in the future.
Yes.
The graphics are very impressive, though, given what's going on.
Oh, absolutely.
And I like the fact that it's crossplay.
Yep, that's pretty cool, too. I think I'm not a big fan of the always online bit, but I guess it's been that way with 3, but I wouldn't know because I came into 3 late. But I will say I think I like 3 more, just because I feel like 3 was a little more animated.
It
just had a different feel.
It was more colorful than 4. 4 is
very much.
4 is very much a
bland,
darker, grittier game.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But I also felt like, I don't know, I kind of like the leveling system in 3 better. But I'm still enjoying it. I'm playing a sorcerer, and I took a build from D4 Builds or whatever the website is, and everyone's like, "This is the best. One of the best ways to play the sorcerer is to take the lightning whip attack and all these other spells." And I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, first off, the lightning whip is so short range compared to every other spell you're using. So it doesn't feel right. Secondly, it looks like you're just backhanding people with lightning, which would sound cool, but it doesn't really feel cool. But I took that, and there's another lightning spell you could take as your basic attack called Spark. And I took that because it has the ability to proc and hit multiple targets at once. And then at the same time, it has the ability to drop crackling lightning or crackling energy. And that allows, if anybody gets too close to you, they just start getting electrocuted by this random damage. So it's like extra chain lightnings. And so I take that and I take the chain lightning spell, and I kind of nuke stuff most of the time before it gets to me. So
I do have a sorcerer as well. It's a pure ice build, and it does pretty well, so I can't complain.
Yeah, ice is very tanky.
I also have hardcore barbarian.
Yes, and I do too. And he's my second one, because the first time I decided to play, I played with Monster, and so he made me make a guy, and so I named him My Regret. And sure enough, we didn't even get like to the act boss.
No, that was the act. Well, I guess it wasn't.
No, I don't. That was not the act boss. We got to like one of the bosses in Act 1, and I just randomly die. And so everyone else is already like higher level than me, so I have to make another one. And I decided to name him Death Awaits, because it's just a matter of time. So
yours is My name's better.
Yeah, whoops.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Whoops.
No. See, mine, like I said, mine is just a general, I'm acknowledging that I will die. Because I'm not really a hardcore player in that respect. I've died plenty of times on my Eternal Sorcerer. And sometimes I died for the dumbest reasons. Like, I hit the dodge button. Or I hit my teleport spell. I hit that. Game didn't register that I hit it and I died. I think because the game's always online, the ability to die to lag is so prevalent that it makes me worried to play my hardcore barbarian. I'm gonna play him, but it just makes me worried about him.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also beat Trails of Cold Steel 2.
Oh, nice.
The midpoint in that series of games. Some things happened in that I did not see coming. And I don't want to elaborate for fear of spoiling people if should you choose to play it, but the inner connectedness of the world and how all the games like connect to each other just continues to fascinate me. So I'd be playing Trails of Cold Steel 3 here soon, and looking forward to playing that. A proper PS4 version. But I know you have the first Trails game, Trails in the Sky.
Yes, I just haven't touched it yet.
Yeah. But when you do,
honestly, yeah. Well, it's more of a matter of when. At the moment, when I have time to sit at my computer and work on things, if I have some downtime, I've been playing something called Coloring Game. It literally is me just coloring in pictures, and I got one that's fantasy themed. So like I colored in a 2-headed ogre the other day. I colored in a necromancer. They looked really cool. It's all pixel art, so I was really digging it. But yeah, it's relaxing.
Is it now?
It is.
I can't find those things. I couldn't do it, Matt. I couldn't do it.
I know you don't have the patience. It's okay.
I don't know. It just does kind of feels like a waste, but I understand. I get it. My wife does the same kind of thing on her phone. So
well, yeah. I mean, and people do it like with coloring books and stuff. So it's all about like that Zen meditation type stuff. It just helps.
I understand.
So, you know what also helps?
What's that?
If people subscribe.
We do need more subscribers.
We need more subscribers. I would love to have at least 100 by next year's celebration.
That would be nice.
That'd be
definitely
cool.
be nice.
That'd be cool. But speaking of our subscribers, I think it's time to do some comments. Do. Another stupid theme song. Anyways, so Tom asked you about top 10 strategy RPG games. If you would do that top 10 list.
Strategy RPG.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw what I put.
Just refresh my memory.
Okay, I put in because I saw what you had said, but I had said if you mean tactics-based games, I want in on that.
Oh well, of course you could.
Yeah, but, of course I could.
I suppose I could make like a top 5 fairly easily. I know I've played that many. I'd have to think about some of the things I've played over the years. Without giving too much away, there'd be a couple Sega Genesis games on there.
Yes, I think. Yeah, absolutely. Better be. I'd be upset if they weren't. But I think that there's a couple of those. There's some PS2 games. There's that. I think we could definitely talk about that off camera, and I think you would agree. You'd be like, "Oh yeah, I could put a bunch of these on here." So,
yeah,
I think we could do that one.
I think a top 5 it's definitely doable.
Yeah.
See what happens.
At least a top 5. I could easily do a top 10.
Of course.
You can. I think you can too once we talk more about it. But
okay.
Anyways, the other one is in response to the question from last time about inverted controls. And again, that one dude responded, when it comes to inverted controls, I only use them in games with flying vehicles, an example being Star Fox. Also, congrats on your 1-year anniversary. Well, thank you. So, Mr. Punter, what are your official thoughts now that I'm giving you time to talk about it? What are your thoughts?
Finally, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. What are your thoughts about why people pick such a horrible option as inverted controls? Please
Wow,
continue.
I mean, geez, leading questions very much. Can I, objection? He's leading the witness here. Um, I have the exact opposite opinion of you. I think there is only one way to play, and it is inverted.
Why?
Interestingly enough, I don't do inverted with the mouse though, because I don't, because I work so much with the mouse. For work,
Yeah, that'd be weird.
it'd be kind of tough to make the transition because of that. But
But why?
when it comes
Why?
to a controller,
Yeah.
um, I guess the short answer is I'm not a pleb. I'm just kidding.
Okay. How about you give a
Um,
real answer? Why is inverted control so important to you?
I did some light games and things like that, and inverted controls just felt more natural because of that. And
So
I
pressing down to look up and pressing up to look down
yes,
made more sense.
because if you take a camera and if you think like it's a matter of think about it this way, it's like you're either grabbing the camera by the lens or you're grabbing the camera from the back. Like if I raise a camera in if like let's say I raise my camera, the back of it goes down, so I kind of imagine like I'm controlling the back of it, and it makes sense to me when I think about it that way. um and
Okay.
it's whenever you're raising a camera, you are lowering the other end of it. So if I'm lowering the other end of it, I'm making the camera go up, and that's the way it's always felt to me, and how
Okay.
I've done it. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yes, it makes sense. I don't think it's still the right way. It's just, I guess for my personal perspective, up is up and down is down, and that's just how my brain has to accept it. Like I agree with that one dude. If I'm doing like a flying game, it makes perfect sense to pull back on the stick and go up, and push down on the stick and go forward. But to do it in like a first person shooter, it's so confusing.
Nah, it's not.
Yeah,
I'm not
absolutely.
gonna I'm not gonna name the name of the game right now,
Hmm.
but I recently played a game, and I just gotten used to going into the game menu and being like, oh yeah, just turn this to inverted and I'll be fine. This time I went into the game, I did that, I started the game, started playing the game. I'm like, wait a minute, this is not right. Because it was doing up is up and down is down. I'm like, the hell is going on here? So I went and turned it off. And so the default is inverted. I was like, I like this game more already.
What game is that?
I will it will
I want to
well,
know.
you really want to know, huh?
Yes, I do. I really want to
Fine,
know.
it's Trails of Cold Steel 3. But I said I was going to start playing it, but I wanted to save like more in-depth discussion for later, but this
You
conversation
can,
made
you
it
can, but I just
come up.
wanted to know. I just want to know what game had such terrible options decisions,
No,
and so
no,
now that I know
it
that, I know
was,
I can avoid it. So
oh,
thank you for pointing that out to me.
avoid
Uh,
what? The game or the
yes, I can
nah.
avoid the game.
And well, if you get into the Trails series, you might eventually get there. We'll see.
Maybe we'll see. We'll
But I
see.
mean, there's an option to turn it off. It's not. I mean, what 2 clicks, go into the options menu, turn it off, and you're basically done. It's not
Okay.
really. It was not that big a deal to change it. I found it. I was amused when it happened to me. Let me put it to you that way.
Well, there you go, folks. Even developers can be wrong sometimes.
Oh, jeez, man.
Anyhow, we are low on time. We do need to get through our news stories today.
It's just some quick things,
Some
really.
quick things. Real quick, because I think mine is stupid. So I'll save it for last.
All right.
Okay, does that make sense? So go ahead and do
Sure.
yours.
Uh, so this comes from The Gamer and a story by James Thoroton.
You didn't say it
Thoroton?
right.
I don't know how. I mean, I can't. I'm butchering the last name here.
No, no, no. You were telling me earlier. You're like, I always have to say it this way, and you didn't say it that way.
That's true. The Gamer. I kind
There
of
you
did.
go. Okay.
Okay. uh, Nintendo Switch 2 doesn't need achievements, and he goes on to point out that, well, yeah, I mean, Xbox had achievements starting in 2005, and then um, Steam added them a couple years later, and PS3 added them a little bit after that. But Nintendo's never caved to the whole achievement system.
Right.
I guess from like a practical standpoint, they've gotten away with it for this long. Can they continue to get away with it, and nobody will care? I know that there are people who will play games on either an Xbox, a PlayStation, or Steam instead of a Switch simply because they're achievement hunters. So I think it does matter to a certain extent. I
I
think
think I think it'd be fine if there's just. Here's the thing: if you could go into any game or system or whatever and just turn off the ability to get achievements, that would be cool. Because I don't always play a game to get an achievement, and honestly, most games achievements are stupid anyways.
that's true, but you can always turn off the notifications. So maybe you just
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
oh, I have, but it's just more of the fact of I don't even want to like compare yourself to the leaderboard. I don't care. Stop
Some
telling
people
me I need to
do.
care. And
Some
that's
people
fine.
do.
And that's
But
fine. Let them care, but I don't. So stop telling me I got to look at my achievements. I don't want to look at my I've actually been getting like notifications like make sure to check your achievements and this that, and I'm like I don't want to. Stop it.
I'm not an achievement hunter myself.
Yeah.
Like I said before, there's only been one game I've ever platinum, and it was just because I was playing with through the game and I noticed I didn't have one achievement. I'm like, all right, fine, let's go get ourselves an achievement.
Yeah.
And so I went
I
and did it.
I did that with Horizon Zero Dawn, but I actually got that just because I wanted all the things. Like I didn't want the achievements. I wanted the items that came with them. So I was like, "Oh, you platinumed the game!" Like, yay!
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
I personally think Nintendo should add them. Maybe they haven't done it because their systems are typically very underpowered from a CPU standpoint. That they just why devote more resources to something when your games are struggling to run as it is typically.
possible.
Um, who knows? I think they
Yeah.
should have them. That's my stance.
Okay.
So just
Well,
a couple quick
yeah.
things here I do want to talk about as well. If you want $50 off your Xbox Series X, you can get them at Dell for $449 right now. So that's a good deal.
Okay.
The PS5 should not be ignored either. On mono price, the system is 450 for the disc version.
Nice.
So check those two places out, uh, and get yourself a system for a little bit cheaper if you can.
Yeah.
One other cool thing that I thought is happening, Microsoft is selling Xbox controller replacement parts now. And from a standpoint of repairability, Microsoft's getting better. I wouldn't say they're great, but they are getting better. Their SSDs being locked to the console being my biggest beef with them. But
Hmm.
being able to replace controller parts and buy them from Microsoft is a big deal, especially since the mechanism they use for their analog sticks will eventually wear out. It's just the way it is. They will eventually wear out. So being able to do that is cool.
Yeah, I kind of like that concept of being able to just replace parts on a controller instead of trying to buy a whole new one.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Like
And
I could do that with my PS5 controller. My R2 is a little loose.
so there you go.
I'm afraid to fix it because last time I tried to fix a Sony
hardship.
controller, I destroyed it. So
Well, they are getting more and more complicated, but the idea that you can, fix it yourself is a big deal to me. So,
oh, absolutely, I think it's cool.
one last thing.
Yeah.
You may or may not have seen The Last Hope, Dead
Oh
Zone
God.
Survival. I forget if we talked about this
Yes,
before.
we have.
Yeah,
You and
yeah.
I have. I don't think we've talked about it on the podcast, but we have talked about it.
The Last of Us 2 kind of rip-off cloney thingy, although a rip-off in the loosest sense of the word.
Actually, I think it's more the Last of Us One. Actually, it goes that far. Like it's
Yeah.
supposed to be Joel and Ellie, not just Ellie. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah, but I mean, like, it's in the loosest sense of the word. It's barely a game here.
oh yeah, no. So definitely always be careful what you're buying, and if it looks like it's an off brand of what you're really looking for, it probably is.
So, interestingly enough, that game has vanished from the Switch store,
Surprise.
and Sony is killing the trailers. And this comes to us from Kotaku. So,
Yeah, but I think that company is actually known for this type of practice. So the one that's developed the game. So I think
yeah,
that they're in a lot of hot water.
but the Switch in general just has a really, really big problem with just shovelware and asset flips
Yeah,
and,
they need to curate their eShop
really bad. Like tons of just
really bad.
$2, $3 games that are not worth $2 or $3 that are barely games. Just
Yeah,
terrible. They need to.
and games that should not be accessed by your children that can be accessed by your children.
True,
I mean, they can buy them on the eShop. There's nothing stopping them.
but they've just allowed anything and everything to show up on there, and
Yeah,
like legitimate
it's like
games.
Steam early days. It's like Steam early days.
Yeah. So I think they really need to do something about this because it's really bad.
Absolutely,
So what do you got
absolutely.
as
Well, real quick, I have an interesting story about automated or artificial intelligence. So let me tell you a story about Glorbo.
oh no. I think I have heard about this.
So Glorbo is World of Warcraft's brand new character that they're going to be is supposed to be hidden and unknown, and they're going to be releasing it soon. But not really. So how this all played out is a user went onto Reddit and made a post called out, "I'm so excited they finally introduced Glorbo." All right. I'm going to read you the excerpt, the very beginning excerpt, and you're going to tell me why this became an article. Okay?
Okay.
Honestly, this new feature makes me so happy. I just really want some major bot-operated news websites to publish an article about this. I have to say, since they started hinting at it in Hearthstone in 1994, it was obvious that they would introduce Glorbo to World of Warcraft sooner or later. I feel like Dragonfly has been win after win so far, like when they brought back Chen Stormstout as the end boss of the new Karazhan. Absolutely amazing. Feel free to comment below what features and stories you want to see in the future. Maybe you'll be quoted on some trustworthy news websites as well.
Obviously a post intended to get some AI bots to mess up on something.
And it worked. I'm trying to remember what the actual website was. Oh, here it is. It's from the Portal. There's a website called the Portal, and they had a bot that scanned Reddit for news stories, and they found this story, and they put out an article on July 20th called "World of Warcraft Players Excited for Glorbo's Introduction."
Okay.
So Glorbo's not real, just so people at home try to figure that out. Glorbo's not real. But what this does bring up is a great question about the use of AI. And I want to have a deeper discussion later about AI and its future, and not just like gaming news, but like games themselves. But I want to say that for a different episode. I just wanted to get this out there. Glorbo is here, and I would not be surprised if Blizzard actually puts a Glorbo in the game now because of this.
Why not?
Dude, they put Leroy Jenkins in.
They did.
Yeah, so it's very possible. Oh, okay, but beyond that, not a whole lot of exciting news. Still waiting for more information about the acquisition to finish, and just all the other wonderful gaming news out there. There's going to be something coming down the pipeline, and when it comes, hopefully we get to talk about it and give you our opinions. So, are we good?
We're good.
Awesome. We're going to get out of here because Monster's got a hot date. I think.
A not so hot date.
A not so hot date with somebody he doesn't even know. So, fun times. We're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for listening. We do appreciate you. Have yourselves a fantastic day, a fantastic week, and some awesome, fantastic games. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Take care.
Later.